From the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraging and recognizing innovation. We are committed to continuously doing things better, with enhanced services coming soon. Yes, we are here for you. Check us out today for your financial need. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for Monday, May 10th, 2021. I'm Trellona Charles. In the headlines tonight, Traffic Department records another hectic weekend with more than 70 accidents reported. PWU President accusing the government of deliberately spreading misinformation. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell warns senior employees in the Ministry of Health about what he deems a buddy system. Former Finance Minister concerned with those appointed as Grenlec's Board of Directors. In this evening's One Caribbean Hookup, opposition members in Guyana charged for partaking in an illegal procession, and an explosion outside a secondary school in Afghanistan leaves more than 30 dead. Coming up in sports, Grenadian athletes dominate the track and field over the weekend in the US, while Sir Curtly Ambrose declares West Indies won't ever see the glory days again. Details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. What transpired on Friday while members of the RGPF were in a pursuit of a suspected vehicle sounds like a scene out of an action film, as guns, a high-speed chase, deflated tires, and an abandoned vehicle left officers requesting the assistance of the general public. Here's a report of the weekend's activities.
Over the weekend, officers attached to the drug squad units of the Royal Grenada Police Force encountered what they call a hostile situation with occupants of a target vehicle during a mid-morning operation at Content St. David on Friday, May 7th, 2021. According to a police report, in an attempt to intercept the vehicle, the driver crashed into another unsuspecting vehicle and the police vehicle while attempting to escape. The officers then discharged their firearms towards the vehicle, making contact with one of the tires, which deflated. However, the vehicle continued. The occupants escaped the scene, resulting in a pursuit by the police, who later found the vehicle abandoned. The vehicle, which is a white Suzuki Escudo, registration number PAN 813, was impounded and investigations are ongoing. The RGPF seeks the assistance of the general public in identifying the occupants of the vehicle at the time of the incident. Still in traffic affairs, the Traffic Department recorded over 70 accidents over the last week, a slight decline from the previous week. However, both weeks saw what normally would amount to a 3-week record amounted to in 1 week. Superintendent Randy Connaught, head of the traffic department, provided statistics of the past week's records by the department.
The traffic department has had yet another very busy week, having to respond to quite a number of road accidents throughout the island. Now, during the period 1st to the 9th of May, we had a total of 71 accidents. 70 of those accidents were very minor in nature. However, we had one serious accident occurring within the parish of St. David. It is very worrying to us at the traffic department having to contend with this sudden increase in road accidents. The numbers 84 and 71 are accidents that we would normally record over a 3-week period.
Superintendent Connaught says the inclement weather, coupled with a lack of due care and attention exercised, had a part to play in this week's statistics.
We have seen from the investigations conducted thus far that one of the major contributing factors to those accidents were the failure of drivers to exercise the degree of care and caution, which of course was compounded by the inclement weather that we experienced over the past couple of days. Now, this sudden change would obviously elevate our operational response and cause us to upgrade our operational response.
Police matters continue. Devon Alexander of Richmond Hill, St. George, who was detained by police on Friday, May 7, 2021, was arrested and charged after officers discovered a quantity of drugs, a firearm, and ammunition. Police discovered 12 packages containing plant-like material resembling cannabis, 1 Beretta, 32 pistol, and 36 rounds of ammunition at the residence of Alexander. He appeared at the St. George's Magistrates Court on Monday, May 10, 2021, and was granted bail in the amount of $10,000 with one surety. As part of his bail conditions, Alexander was required to surrender all his travel documents. He will reappear in court on June 20, 2021. For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
The Public Relations Officer for the Public Workers Union, Daisy Hazard, is setting the record straight against claims by government and its ministers that they had met with the union, and a date is set for further discussions. Hazard is countering that it was deliberate misinformation by government. Jared Joseph has the details.
The Public Workers Union was supposed to meet with the government to sign a fringe benefit package. This is, according to Public Relations Officer for the Public Workers Union, Daisy Hazard, who notes that it was not, as being claimed, a meeting with the government negotiating team to discuss the 4% increase in salaries. However, that too fell to the wayside, as Hazard says, upon examining the fringe benefit package, it was a far cry from what was initially agreed on.
It was a package that we could not sign. Some of it was asking us literally to sign away our rights to undertake industrial action. Some of it was so ambiguous, and it was not what the union had agreed on in our last sitting with government, and so we could not sign. And we indicated to government that we were going to send this back, and we would therefore have to do a new date.
In a press release issued by the Government Information Service on April 27th, the government said a letter from the government's negotiating team dated March 30th, 2021, addressed to the PW president, invited him and other union representatives to a meeting on April 7th, 2021. And I quote, in response to this invitation, the GNT was verbally informed that the PW was not ready to meet. To date, government has not received written correspondence from the PW with regard to a meeting, end of quote. Additionally, the release further stated that by way of the March 30th letter, the government's negotiating team also advised the union that the collective agreement between the government and the PW for the period January 1st, 2013 to December 31st, 2018 remains unsigned. However, Hazard told GBN that government instead misconstrued the information for the public to lay blame on the PW for not showing up after a date had been set.
We can tell you now is that since then, we have met with the Labour Commissioner. It was a very preliminary and explorative meeting where we laid our case on the table before him, because even if it's in the public domain, we cannot just, take it for granted that he knows or he understands all of the issues. So we would have put forward our case, and we have a commitment on the table from Labour Commissioner Mr. Cyrus Griffith, and we do trust his word that before the close of this week, before Friday of this week, on or before Friday of this week, he will indicate to us that there will be a meeting, and we will attend. We are waiting to attend that meeting.
The PWPRO says the union has had no discussions with the government concerning an end-of-year payment of the 4% increase in salaries.
We know that the GUT has had those discussions, and we also know that based on arrangements with public sector union, if one union goes ahead and settles or has some sort of an agreement or discussions about December, we expect that all discussions will go to December as well. But so far we have not had those discussions.
Hazard adds that government still remains hesitant on returning to the table to legally document a date for the payment. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has warned permanent secretaries in the Ministry of Health about condoning wrong behavior within the public service. This was one of the outcomes during a meeting last Wednesday when the Prime Minister met with the Minister of Health, Nicholas Steele, and the senior staff in that ministry. Details in this report.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell pointed to what appears to him to be a buddy system that provides protection for individuals rather than seek accountability and discipline where necessary. This, he says, cannot be condoned. The Prime Minister emphasized the need for accountability and cooperation as key guiding principles for the proper functioning of the Ministry of Health. The notice was served on them as the Prime Minister continues his series of visits to the various ministries. With the ministry now separated into health and hospitality and community services, the Prime Minister stressed the need for both to function collaboratively, noting there will be a period of adjustment as he reminded them that no decision-making should be done in isolation. Referring to the ministry shared between Minister Steele and Minister Delma Thomas, the Prime Minister said there should be no perception that one minister or permanent secretary is more senior than another, maybe with respect to years of service, but that's all, he says. On the subject of accountability, Dr. Mitchell says it is important that public officers understand the system under which they operate. He implored on the permanent secretaries the importance of understanding the rules that guide the operation of the public sector. Conditions at the Mungay Psychiatric Hospital, the rate of staff turnover, relevant training for nurses and other health staff, the ability of the ministry to adapt the dynamic healthcare profile, and the impact of the chronic disease on healthcare system are some of the issues raised by staff members. In his comment, the health minister stated that the past year has been a particularly trying one for the Ministry of Health, noting that the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic has left health workers tired, but they are also stronger and more resilient, and commended all for their efforts. The Prime Minister gave the assurance to fully support the health minister and his administrative team. Christina John, GBN News.
Former Finance Minister Nazim Burke is of the opinion that not much thought went into the appointment of the Grenlec Board of Directors.
Burke said while he is not questioning the certification or competence of those elected to the Grenlec board, he believes the construct should be more representative and is concerned that the regular shareholders may not have a say on the board.
Now, the government has offered no reason or explanation as to why they considered it necessary to reduce the board at this particular point in time. Something must explain why they're doing it. And if there is a good reason, a legitimate and professional reason, there is nothing wrong in sharing that with the public. Let us know what your thinking is.
Burke said while he is not questioning the certification or competence of those elected to the Grenlec board, he believes the construct should be more representative and is concerned that the regular shareholders may not have a say on the board.
Historically, the regular ordinary members, shareholders I mean here, about 1,300 or so in numbers, they have always had a say in the composition of the board. And I believe that they normally had the opportunity to select about 3 of the 12 members.
Right.
If you reduce the membership to 9 of the board, they will no longer have
representation.
They will no longer have the freedom or the opportunity to choose 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
And if the government has a 71% stake as the majority owner of the company, it will get to decide who sits on the board.
He suggested names he believes should be considered on the board.
The government should be taking the lead to ensure, for example, that the Chamber of Commerce is represented on such a body, that industry experts or people with industry experience in electricity generation and distribution are among them. We have people like Clive Houston, we have people like Rodney George. These are people who have worked in the industry for years, who know the industry, know what is involved, and there are others, who may play a role. You may even decide to have somebody from outside the country who is not based here, given the fact that boards are now meeting, virtually in this post-COVID era. Right. You may have competent people, Grenadians and non-Grenadians, who you may have 1 or 2 persons sitting on your board to add value to the board.
The board was elected during the company's annual general meeting on April 29th. The other 9 members of the board are Dorset Cromwell, Devon Charles, Sean Charles, Winifred Duncan Phillip, Linda George Francis, Kent Mitchell, Dwayne Noel, Kay Simon, and former now advisor to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, Alexandra Otway Noel. For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
This is news at 7. Coming up, a student living with lupus tells her story as the world observes Lupus Day. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Paying is faster and easier with Flow FastPay. Use your MasterCard or Visa and pay from anywhere. Log on to discoverflow.co/fastpay and press Consumer. Select your country and enter your account number. Enter the amount to be paid and an email address. Enter your credit card information. You'll receive a payment confirmation with the transaction details, along with a receipt to your email address. It's fast, safe, and easy. Flow, keeping you connected.
See the world and let the world see you with the best brands on eyewear from Quartz Optical. Come in today and get free eye exams, free blue block, and up to 20% off frame and lens purchases. Need sunglasses? With any purchase, get up to 80% off your sunglasses. Plus, with Ready Finance, you can shop today and pay $0 for 30 days. Visit us today at Quartz Yonge Street or call us at 435-2958 or visit us online at www.quartzoptical.com. Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Terms and conditions apply.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable, and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
The safety and security of your information is always important to us. Ariza now offers chip cards, also known as EMV cards, which provide enhanced security for your purchases and are globally accepted. The new Ariza Credit Union Visa International Debit Card continues to have the traditional magnetic stripe with the additional security feature of a chip and can now be used at both chip and traditional magnetic stripe terminals. For your added protection, always keep your PIN private and store your chip card safely in a RFID pouch. Visit arizacu.com to learn more on how to protect your account information. Ariza Credit Union, your financial freedom, your future.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of it, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back. What is lupus? Lupus is a long-term autoimmune disease in which the body's immune system becomes hyperactive and attacks normal, healthy tissue. A medical student living with the disease sought to raise awareness and how she has learned to manage her challenge as the world observes World Lupus Day. Chrislina John has this story.
Inflammation caused by lupus can affect many different body systems, such as swelling and damage to the joints, skin, kidney, blood cells, heart, brain, and lungs. Today, as World Lupus Day is being observed, GBN shares the story of Maurice Smith, a first-term medical student at the St. George's University. It's been 2 years since Maurice has been diagnosed with lupus. She explained what she experienced, which were the early signs of the disease.
Lupus basically started off with just joint pain. Like I would get up every morning and a finger would hurt, my back would hurt, my side would hurt, and I'm like, what is going on? And around that time we had like chikungunya going around. So then I just think, it's just the effects of that. There's a mosquito that bite me. So, I didn't take it serious. But then eventually other things started to happen. I started to feel tired. I started to get more headaches. I started to swell. And I was like, you know what? Something has to be wrong. This can't be no chikungunya. It affects my brain. So sometimes I get lots of headaches and so on.
Checks at the hospital later revealed it was lupus. As a medical student having to study and with the disease attacking her brain, Maurice shares how she manages her hideous challenge.
Very tough, because there was one time when it really escalated and then I couldn't speak, I couldn't read. I basically had to come out of school. And at that moment, I thought, you know what, this is the end. I would not be able to do medicine anymore. But then eventually, after I started medication and treatment and so on, all the symptoms subside. So now, in order for me to not have flare, I ensure to manage my time and manage the way I eat, manage the way I sleep, the things I stress about. Stress is my number one problem, and I think this is what caused me to gets to this point with this whole lupus.
Smith says she is more motivated now than before as she pursues her career in medicine. She's looking ahead with great optimism.
I'm still in medical school, but when I'm finished with medical school, I would like to specialize in rheumatology. It's basically a field where you basically treat people with lupus and RA and those kind of things like that. Looking forward to treating people with the same condition that I have because I understand exactly what they go through. And sometimes when I speak to people who have the condition, they always say, I don't think my doctor understands me. I feel like he just prescribing medication to me, but to really understand what I go through on a daily basis, it's like they don't understand. But I feel like I would be that doctor I would not be prescribing, but I would understand exactly what they go through emotionally,
Studies reveal some early signs of lupus include fatigue, fever, joint pain, weight changes. The Lupus Foundation in Grenada was launched in 2008 to provide support and raise awareness on the disease. To date, over 35 people have been diagnosed with the disease, with the possibility of more people suffering from the condition. Christelina John, GBN News.
It can be suggested that Grenada has some substandard roads. The constant cries of motorists and the occasional pothole and narrow winding roads can all be attributed to that assumption. The Prime Minister says he is aware of the inconveniences caused by the diminishing road network, which he hopes to address in time.
On the list of pressing issues facing the country, coming second to COVID-19 was the issue of the road network. This, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says, surprised him, as he wasn't aware of how much of an impact it was having on the livelihoods of citizens compared to other issues which would have taken precedence in the past. The Prime Minister said because the need for better roads is high on the list and would require a great deal of money, other issues would have to be sidelined if it was to be rectified.
But the second one was road. That one surprised me. Because in other surveys we've done, generally speaking, you get things like other issues emerging, like jobs and so on, as being more factor. Jobs were there too, but way down. And the road network, road problem was named as the second most important issue. And the Ministry of Works has to be, of course, increase its activity in every way. But of course, again, road network, as you know, requires a lot of money. And that's the point. Should we ignore the road network through the capital program that we have and the resources given for that purpose and spend it and in paying additional monies to the workforce, the established workforce in particular, and forget the quality of life of the people, which is reflected to some extent on the road situation in the country.
The Prime Minister says he has not been spared from the road issue because his constituency is among the most severely impacted by the disrupted road network.
We are aware of that fundamental problem and we are working to improve this. It is well known. I, as a parliamentary representative, probably suffer than most because the Northwest area has been impacted tremendously. The loss of that Millennium Road and the impact it has on the people in that particular section, the economic life has been enormous. The fact that now we have to inconvenience the people of Montmorris, and because you and I know some of the drivers in our country are not always been responsible in dealing with the things that they do. When they ply the roads in this country, you see people throwing all kinds of stuff as they pass by from buses and trucks and so on the road, impacting the lives of the people of Montmorris and the community on that side. So I empathize with the people, and of course, I myself have to pass in that narrow piece of road, and the Ministry of Work has tried their best to do that, but that road is under the Feeder Roads project. It's going to be a major construction.
For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Ongoing developments in Dominica, which dates back to 2014, in an election treating claim could have repercussions for Grenada and its next general elections carded for 2023. Treating refers to directly or indirectly providing food, drink, or entertainment to a person during or after an election to influence that person's vote. The topic will be the focus of discussions of GBN's Release It program on Wednesday with Godfrey Augustine.
It may have major implications for Grenada's next general elections if a judgment goes in the favor of the United Workers' Party in Dominica. The hosting of shows to entertain people during an election campaign, which has been a norm for Grenadian political parties, is now under the microscope by the Dominican High Court.
So on our program Release It this Wednesday, and by the way, the program will be live on GBN television, our Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as K105 FM, to discuss that issue, and our guest will be Attorney at Law Cara Shillingford. In fact, she is the attorney who represented the opposition party in Dominica. With that case, we will also have Mr. Ruggles Ferguson, of course, a Grenadian attorney.
Godfrey Augustine, host of Release It on GBN, elaborates on how the issue connects with Grenadian politics.
In fact, the Dominica issue had to do with a show that was put on by the party where they brought in Morgan Heritage and another act to perform. So entertainment, food, drink, when it's provided corruptly for the intention of gaining votes or to cause someone not to vote, it is considered treating, it is illegal, and it's also considered corruption.
The election treating case from 2014 returned to the Dominica High Court, which first ruled that the magistrate did not have jurisdiction to hear the matter. However, both the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court and the Caribbean Court of Justice overturned the ruling.
As a matter of fact, treating is cited in the Grenada Representation of the People Act, Section 89(1) and 2. It speaks to election offenses, and things like bribery, treating, etc. are cited there. So we are going to discuss that, and we're going to get some information on the Dominica issue, and of course look at it in our context as it relates to our elections. Of course, election in Grenada is not very far from now, or not long from now. So we will look at it in our context and pay attention to what happens.
Augustine says they will be delving into the issues and possible impacts on Grenada if a similar case is made locally.
Because when you look at some of the things that has happened and some of the things that you've heard, of course, as I said, it would have to be proven in the court, but you've seen entertainment shows being put on. We know of people who have gotten items, and so whether or not it is done in light of what is cited as treating, because if it is proven that it is done corruptly to influence vote or to prevent people from voting, then definitely that is treating.
Windrush lawyer Grenadian Jacqueline Mackenzie will also join the discussion. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Let's take a look around the platform.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, while commenting on the transition issues faced by individuals in the Imani program, said persons who have been in the program for more than 2 years should be considered contract workers.
Those Imani who, I don't call Imanis, those who have passed the 2 years in the program, and I told them stop calling them Imani. They are, in a sense, for the time, in contract workers, and we should pay them contract pay, and they're working on this until a proper transition into a permanent situation is established, because in many cases they provide an excellent service, and if they're doing so and we need them, we need to secure them.
Our online audience were quick to give their opinions on the Prime Minister's statement. Lala commented, Imanis work for more money than contract cooks, contract cleaners, Indian store workers that labor all day. Mr. Prime Minister should be ashamed. Imani is the tool they use to
keep them in power. Carisha commented if the Prime Minister should call Imani workers contract workers, then there should be a raise in salary also. Trina asked, what is contract payment, Mr. Prime Minister? Because I know of Imanis who are getting more money than contract workers get right now. Jeanette commented, I for imprudent, M for misguided youth, A amongst, N, NNP, I insignificancies. And another individual commented, yet another scandal. Imani is terribly oversubscribed and it is not designed with planned access to available and sustainable jobs. Self-employment should be the real focus of the Imani. That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page. From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye catches all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by ClearVision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. ClearVision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. ClearVision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Tonight, our eyesore reporter is seeking the help of the viewers to identify what's photographed. Our reporter says she's been living there for the past 12 years and her husband for 22 years, and neither of them have seen this before. She says what is visible inside the shell is very light and is easily blown away by the wind. She also tried breaking off the branch, but it appears to be firmly connected. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp 1405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell to participate in a regional high-level dialogue on the future of tourism. This is News at 7.
Sunday, May 16th, it's the Deal or No Deal edition with a whopping US $10,000 up for grabs. Listen carefully. For 1 week only, you can purchase a ticket for only $5 US. Whoa, that's a big deal. Wow. But wait, after the week is over, tickets are $10 US. That's no deal. So, are you going to take the deal? Remember, if you're playing in Grenada, tickets are available at gotofed.com and from numerous box offices island-wide or from our main office on Brew Street Mall. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofed.com. Whoa! Waggity, this one sell off! Cause Sunday, May 16th, it's all about Waggity Virtual Bingo, the Deal or No Deal edition.
I'm gonna take the deal.
Level of convenience and comfort awaits you when you shop at Rise and Shine Supermarket and Hardware Supplies, Griffin Lane, Grenville. Convenient, because we are open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday to Sunday. We're even at your service on public holidays. Comfort, because we are easily accessible to the physically challenged. Free Wi-Fi is available while you shop, and bags come at no charge. Everyday low prices and excellent customer care. Adequate parking available. We supply everything you can possibly think of. Family and home supplies, fresh meat, vegetables, and personal care products. All brands of cooking gas at affordable prices. Plumbing fixtures, cutting and grinding discs, PVC glue, drywall screws, and power saw blades. You can send in your order, have it pulled, or pick up express.
Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Sanatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Your hard work, talent, and creativity, plus Flow, equals more ways to chase your dreams. Flow is connecting all of Grenada, from Point Salines to Hillsborough, with the most reliable connection on the island. So now everyone can work, study, and keep moving forward together. Visit discoverflow.co for more information.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell will be part of a regional panel discussing the future of tourism on Tuesday morning. Dr. Mitchell will join his Dominican colleague, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit, and other distinguished panelists for the high-level discussion on the future of tourism, what is next. The discussion, organized by the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, is scheduled to begin at 9:30 a.m. with Dr. Mitchell as the first speaker. The event is being held against the background of the COVID-19 pandemic and the rapidly changing environment for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises, MSMEs. According to the UNDP letter of invitation to the Prime Minister, Tuesday's discussion will be the first of a series of 5 regional policy dialogues aimed at discussing the new trends in the tourism sector and the role of MSMEs within this sector. Straight A's Assignment Assistance Limited has launched its first app and is now in the deployment stage. Straight A's is a local private tutoring service that gives a one-on-one teacher experience to students across the island. The app is developed for students within the program to enhance how they learn, as well as to allow parents to be a part of their children's learning experience. Manager of Straight A's, Ayana Lee, and the marketing officer, Mary Henry, spoke about this new initiative.
To access the app, you have to be an already member of the Straight A's community. So once you sign up with us for any classes or so, you have all access to the app. You can download the app on the Google Play Store. Parents, anyone is able to accept the app to view your tutor profiles or to view our website. Once you are part of the Straight A's family, you as a parent can create an account from yourself by simply putting in your phone number, and this will send a code to your phone that will allow you to access the app. Then you can create an account for your students and Straight A's will activate it for them based on the subject area that they are registered for.
Ayana Lee explains that despite the effects of COVID-19, the Straight A's has developed many ways in which teachers prepare students for their upcoming exams while staying in line with health protocols. She spoke of the importance of the app.
The importance of the app is that we do realize in these times, because of COVID-19 and because of the general move towards technology, we want students of any area in any part of Grenada to have access to academic resources. Regardless of what's happening with COVID-19 or the personal situation, they should have access to academic resources to prepare for their exams. Launched last Friday, the mobile app allows students to access resources for CPEA and CSEC preparation. It also allows our parents to track the progress their students make in our academic content and our review quizzes, make easy online payments, as well as to view our students' tutor profiles.
Stay with us. The weather and sports is up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand name shoes and sneakers, Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
This is the weather for tonight and the next 3 days. Tonight's minimum temperature, 25 degrees Celsius. The weather is expected to be generally fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief to widely scattered showers. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate to slightly rough. Waves 5 to 7 feet in open waters. A small craft advisory is in effect. Tides low at 9:45 p.m. High at 4 a.m. On Tuesday, sunrise and sunset 5:45 a.m., 6:24 p.m. Partly cloudy and windy morning with few brief showers, becoming generally fair by midday, becoming partly cloudy overnight with few brief showers. On Wednesday, sunrise and sunset 5:45 a.m., 6:24 p.m. Generally fair and windy, becoming partly cloudy at times with brief nighttime showers. On Thursday, sunrise and sunset 5:45 a.m., 6:24 p.m. Generally fair, becoming partly cloudy at times with few brief morning and nighttime showers possible. Sporting fans. Grenadian Shimar Fletcher was named high point scorer as the Lincoln men's track and field team scored 86 points to take fourth at the MIAA Outdoor Track and Field Championships hosted by Pittsburgh State University on Saturday and Sunday. Fletcher won the 100 meters in 10.45 seconds, while Leonardo Stewart was the runner-up with a time of 10.57, with both times being provisional qualifiers for the NCAA Division II Championships. Fletcher also won the 200 meters in 21.13 seconds and teamed up with his colleagues to place third in the 4x400 meters relay. In the 4x100 meters relay, Fletcher joined with Kizan David, Stewart and Nichols to come in third in 41.27 seconds. Two of Grenada's elite field athletes dominated over the weekend to ensure their university received top honors. The Texas A&M University Commerce track and field teams each finished in third place in the 2021 Lone Star Conference Outdoor Track and Field Championships. Candisha Scott extended her own school record in the women's javelin with a throw with a gold medal effort of 47.96 meters, ranked 5th in Division II this season. Josh Boateng was the gold medalist in the men's discus throw with a long toss of 57.66 meters. A highlight of the meet came in the men's high jump when Yushan Pereira once again rewrote the record books with a top clearance of 2.30 meters. This is the second highest clearance in the world this season, the second highest in Division II and Lone Star Conference history, and another Sri Lankan national record and South Asian record. Fast bowling icon Sir Cutley Ambrose believes it will be difficult for the West Indies to unearth players with similar talents to those from the team's glory days of the 70s and early 90s because of the current crop of players has not grasped what cricket means to the people from the region. The outspoken 57-year-old Ambrose, who took 405 test wickets in 98 tests between 1988 and 2000, was speaking on Talk Sports Live with Michael Bascom in Antigua on Saturday when he made his stunning declaration.
This is no disrespect to the players we have now, because they got a couple of guys who have some quality in them and can become great. But what you have to understand that I don't think we will ever see those great, exceptional glory days again. It's going to be difficult to find another Viv Richards or a Haynes at Greenwich or a Brian Lara, a Richie Richardson, a Michael Marshall, Curtly Ambrose, Courtney Walsh, Michael Holding, Andy Roberts, and the list goes on and on. Clive Law, it's going to be extremely difficult to find those quality players again.
He believes this to be the case because the modern players have little appreciation for the legacy that made the West Indies great.
I think nowadays most of the youngsters we have now probably don't quite understand what cricket means to West Indians in the West Indies and abroad. Because cricket is the only sport that really unites Caribbean people, right? And when we were the best team in the world, West Indians all over the globe can walk and boast about how good we are, because we were the best, right? So it's going to be difficult to see those glory days again. Yes, we can be competitive and climb up the ICC rankings, and be a force to be reckoned with again. But those glory days, I don't think we'll see them again.
That's it for sports. Our original segment is up next. One Caribbean hookup. The government of Anguilla has announced the passing of the island's former chief minister, Mr. Hubert Hughes. Mr. Hughes was Anguilla's third chief minister, having served in that capacity from 1994 to 1999, 1999 to 2000, and 2010 to 2015. Anguilla's premier, Dr. Ellis Webster, said in a statement that with a political career spanning approximately 40 years, Mr. Hughes is one of Anguilla's most revered political leaders. As a mark of respect, flags on the island are being flown at half-mast since Saturday for a period of 7 days. The Jamaican government has intensified their efforts to clamp down on children's homes in Jamaica, which continue to breach safety standards and licensing requirements. State Minister in the Ministry of Youth, Robert Morgan, said one home has already been shut down and other facilities are on the radar.
My approach is that if it is that homes are consistently unwilling to be compliant with the regulations in terms of licensing, in terms of acquiescing to what is required by the government, then we're going to have to close them. We have already closed one home, and we're looking at other homes who are not compliant to see, can we bring them on board? And if we cannot bring them on board, we are not unwilling to close them.
Morgan said strong action will be taken against any home that fails to abide by the regulations.
The interest of the government and the interest of the ministry is not just to have children's homes, but to have homes that are fulfilling the requirements outlined by the legislation. And if it is that these homes are not acquiescing to these requirements, then we have no choice but to say to them, we are very sorry, but we're going to have to close down your home.
In Guyana, 2 senior opposition members of parliament and 6 others have been charged for allegedly taking part in an illegal procession without permission from the chief officer of police. However, leader of the opposition, Joseph Harmon, said this is part of a process by the ruling government to terrorize the opposition, the Guyanese public, and everyone who oppose the regime.
This is really what is happening. The police are acting at the behest of the political administration. The 2 MPs that you have here, Annette Ferguson, she has a judgment against Jack Dio for $20 million. Christopher Jones has a matter in the High Court against them. Both of them will succeed. And so what they are doing now, they are using the police as a weapon.
Now we go internationally, where at least 30 people have been killed and more than 50 injured in Afghanistan in an explosion outside a secondary school in the capital, Kabul. Many of the victims were schoolgirls who had just finished class and were leaving at the time of the attack. We get the details in this BBC reports.
Panic, fear and bloodshed outside the school gates.
The explosions took place just as students were making their way home. Many of those killed, girls and young women. Inside a hospital, relatives search body by body for their loved ones. Whilst outside, a desperate wait for news. Oh my God, this woman cries. 2 of my daughters were studying there. One of them is injured, the other is missing. The Islamic State group is likely to be behind the bombing. Although less powerful in Afghanistan than the Taliban, their attacks here are typically even more brutal, and they repeatedly targeted this community, Afghanistan's Shia Hazara minority. Violence has been flaring across the country, with the Taliban stepping up assaults on the Afghan government, whilst US and international troops begin a final withdrawal. In this latest atrocity, so many lives cut far too short, and for those who've survived, an increasingly uncertain future. Sekanda Kamani, BBC News.
That's it for our One Caribbean Hookup. I'm Trellona Charles. Thank you for joining us. Now to recap tonight's headlines. Traffic Department records another hectic week with more than 70 accidents reported. PWU President accusing the government of deliberately spreading misinformation. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell warns senior members in the Ministry of Health about what he deems a buddy system. Former Finance Minister concerned with those appointed as Grenlec's Board of Directors. In this evening's Caribbean Hookup, opposition members in Guyana charged for taking part in an illegal procession, and an explosion outside a secondary school in Afghanistan leaves more than 30 dead. In sports, Grenadian athletes dominate the track and field over the weekend in the US, while Sir Curtly Ambrose declares West Indies won't ever see the glory days again. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Trellona Charles, and that's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.